What?
I'm saying I don't wanna come down from your love. We'll get lost together like we fly. Don't ever let me come down from your love. From your love. From your love.
Hey guys, it's Pri here. If you're new here, welcome to my channel, and welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. So if you've been on Twitter or online in general today and you follow K-pop, you probably know that aespa's Giselle has been trending. SM uploaded the behind the scenes for the photo shoot for their album Savage, and in that video there's actually a clip of Giselle, Ning Ning, and Karina. They're kind of vibing to the song Love Galore by SZA and Travis Scott, and in the video you can see Giselle mouthing the N-word. So of course when this happened, like I said, everyone started talking about it. Giselle started trending on Twitter, and a lot of fans on Twitter were demanding an apology from Giselle and SM. I've seen a lot of different perspectives on this online. I've seen a lot of black fans explaining why what Giselle did was wrong, and I also see a lot of non-black fans coming at the black fans and basically telling them that they shouldn't be offended and just questioning why they're offended in general and kind of just invalidating their stance. So I kind of wanted to make this video to discuss it. So I've seen a lot of people make the excuse and basically say that, oh, Giselle probably didn't know, that's why she said it. To be honest with you, I find that very hard to believe for multiple reasons. First reason is that Giselle was an international student. From what I understand, she studied in Japan and she's fluent in English. So I find it hard to believe that she didn't know what she was doing when she was mouthing the N-word. On top of that, she's one of aespa's rappers. As an English-speaking rapper, I'm sure she's listened to a lot of rap songs and understands the meaning of the word and understands the context behind it and why she shouldn't say it. It's 2021. This isn't the first time that there's been a scandal in K-pop with an idol saying the N-word. I'll even use NCT for an example because I'm an N-citizen. In 2017, Jaehyun got in trouble for the same situation where he mouthed the N-word while singing Caroline by the rapper Amine. So this isn't like a new thing where K-pop idols get in trouble for saying the N-word. It's happened in SM Entertainment, which is aespa's company, and it's happened in other K-pop companies in general. It's 2021. I'm pretty sure that Giselle knows about this, and even if she doesn't, it's still not okay. So black fans are totally validated in asking for an apology. Whether she knew or didn't know, holding her accountable and wanting her to address something that's been done wrong does not mean that you're hating on her. So I find it very strange and annoying that a lot of aespa fans are basically invalidating the black fans who are asking for something to be done or asking for this situation to be addressed. You're not protecting your idols by silencing other people. If anything, if you stan Giselle, you should want her to take ownership rather than trying to silence the people who are trying to let her or SM know that this is wrong. And the video has been privated, by the way, so SM is aware of it. It's just a matter of seeing how they'll respond, and I'm pretty sure they won't respond, being that SM never really seems to respond. They only seem to respond when it's a scandal that will affect them as far as issues that are offensive to Koreans. So I really wouldn't be surprised if they never address it at all. I've also seen people online, on Twitter, and even K-netizens on other websites basically questioning why this is an issue and trying to project the blame back on the fans that are offended, specifically black fans. And basically their argument is, if the word is in the song, why can't Giselle say it? If it's a bad word, it shouldn't be in the song at all. Okay, so that's something that I've seen K-pop stans use all the time, and I really want to address that. I've also seen people use that argument when the whole situation with ENHYPEN happened. First of all, the N-word that you hear black people use amongst themselves comes from the derogatory version of the word that has a hard R. So the N-word with the hard R is basically a racial slur used to degrade black people and make them feel less than human. Over time though, that word has been reclaimed. Now some black people use it amongst themselves, and it's not with a hard R, it's said with an A at the end. So as black people have the right to reclaim a word that was used to hurt them and use it amongst themselves if that's something that they wish to do. So that argument saying, if you're black, why do you use it, is completely invalid. If black people want to reclaim a word that was used to hurt them, that's their right. And I also want to point out the fact that not all black people use the word. Black people aren't monolithic. there are some black people who, although they know that derogatory word was reclaimed, they still might not feel comfortable using it due to the past and the history of the word, and that's completely fine too. For example, a lot of black people might have older relatives that are really uncomfortable with the word because they might have grown up in a time where segregation still existed, specifically in the United States. So even though they know that that word was reclaimed by younger black people, they might not feel comfortable hearing it or saying it themselves. So for you to use that argument and say, oh, if it's in black music, if black people use it, then it's okay for other people to use it. If there are some black people themselves that don't use it and feel uncomfortable with the word, what makes it okay for a non-black person that doesn't have that past history and discrimination? What gives them the right to say it if there are some black people themselves that don't feel comfortable using the word? Just avoid the word. It's not that hard to not say it, not mouth it, etc. And even though she was quote unquote mouthing it, as some people say, it doesn't matter whether she was mouthing it or saying it. She shouldn't have done it at all. It was just insensitive. In the video, you can see that Ning Ning and Karina, I don't know if it's because they didn't know the lyrics, but they weren't mouthing the word. She could have just vibed with the song and skipped that word over. It's really not that hard. This isn't a case where the company was making her do something. Nobody was holding a gun to her head. This wasn't an issue of cultural appropriation where maybe SM as a company had her wear her hair a certain way or something. This is a decision she made on her own accord by saying the word. So I really don't think you can really put the blame on SM for this specific situation. I've also seen some fans try to defend Giselle by saying most Koreans don't know about the N-word, etc. I'm sure there are some Koreans that don't, but I also think there are many of them that do, specifically those that study rap or are rappers. I don't know if you guys remember, but there's actually a clip from Show Me the Money where one of the contestants said the N-word and everybody in the audience was shocked. So we can't keep using the same argument that these idols don't know about the N-word in 2021. And this clip from Show Me the Money was in 2014, just to give you some perspective.
어떠세요? 긴장 많이.
I also want to bring up there actually was controversy in the past about Giselle allegedly saying the N-word when she was rapping the song Tia Tamara by Doja Cat and Rico Nasty, but she actually didn't. She rapped a portion of the song that didn't have the N-word in it. Now, whether that was intentional on her part or not, knowing that she didn't want to rap the portion of the song that had the N-word in it, I honestly don't know, but I think we should also take that into consideration as well. So in short, I do think it's still super annoying that things like this happen in K-pop all the time. At this point, I'm not even surprised when idols do it, and that's really sad. SM as a company too, I think they really need to do better, just because this issue tends to pop up a lot in their company with their idols. I've been saying this in my previous videos about situations like this. I think that idols should receive some type of cultural and sensitivity training, especially companies like SM, where they stress wanting to globalize their groups and kind of pander to an international audience. They need to do better. SM specifically is fine with going after black producers and songwriters to create their hits, but then again, they allow their idols to offend the same community of people that they hire to make their music or they draw inspiration from in general. So it's very frustrating. So in short, like I said, it would be great if SM or Giselle released an apology, but unfortunately, knowing SM's history with things like this, I really don't think we'll get an apology. But what I can say though, there is absolutely nothing wrong with fans, specifically black fans of aespa, wanting an apology, wanting this to be addressed, or raising awareness about the issue, and no one has any right to silence them or tell them how they feel. By trying to silence black fans on why they're offended, you're only contributing to the stereotype that K-pop fans are extremely anti-black. So just keep that in mind before you send a tweet. So that's it for this video. You guys can let me know in the comments what you think about the situation, but any hate comments or anything like that will be deleted just in case you want to try it. So anyway, guys, that's my thoughts on the situation. You can let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I just hope that Giselle learns from this and doesn't repeat this mistake in the future. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!